what's the whole thing about? Because I mean, different people and different opinions. You know, when you ask someone, what's the whole thing about? You know, American people would say, well, attitude, rock and roll attitude, playing guitars, playing loud guitars. Some people would say something else.
Communication. I think it's about communication.
Communication between
People.
you and your audience, for instance.
Between us and other people. A bit between the other people and us. When we're on stage, there's communication in the room. Not from the band to the audience, just a lot of people in a room.
Yeah, and the other day there was what 7,000 people,
Yeah,
which is a lot.
yeah, it's more than usual.
Well, you said more than usual.
More than our usual crowd.
Well, your usual crowd was something like few hundred, couple months ago.
Yeah,
Now it's few thousand.
yeah.
I mean, if it goes on, if it continues like that sort of progression, if it will end up with few 100,000.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, and then we'll be a phenomenon and we'll all be happy.
You don't seem very happy today.
I'm not happy today. I've been treated like a monkey by my record company, my manager. They want to throw fish at you and slap your hands. It's show business though, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's show business.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Because I mean, most of the people who are in record companies, they don't know what the fuck is going on. I mean, music, rock and roll.
And for
There are
most people-
middle-aged ladies and gentlemen singing in big cars.
I don't know.
They're
Some
wrong, and they
some
have a lot of
middle-aged
money.
people have got the finger on the pulse. It's young people that I worry about. Young people that don't know what's going on. That are brain dead, unconscious, not awake.
Yeah, but when you say brain dead, referring what?
The brain's dead. That they're stagnant. That they don't think for themselves. You aren't encouraged to think for yourself in this country. You're encouraged to just do what you're told.
You're talking about this country, about system in this country.
Yeah, it's the only system I know about.
Yeah, there is a what I read in Time Out. You know that article in Time Out, probably you've seen it, talking about North, born in North, live in North, die in North,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's barrier between South and North, between England and Scotland.
I don't recognise the north-south divide. There's poverty in London that'll make your eyes bleed. There's poverty in Manchester, there's poverty in Glasgow. Poverty is poverty. Not everyone who lives down south of Manchester's rich. Not everyone who lives north of London's poor. I don't believe there's a north-south divide at all. It's a media lie to divide the people. It's convenient and it's bullshit.
Instead of media lie.
Mm.
How much you can trust the media?
Can't trust them at all. You can't believe anything that you read. Seriously.
You can't believe anything you read about Sun Roses.
About anything.
I mean, to be quite honest, I mean it's very hard. I mean, now I know you for 15 minutes or whatever, you know, and I'm asking you to be quite honest. I mean, we don't know each other, you know. And the thing is, talking about your band, talking about Sun Roses, I mean about, let's call it enormous success. It is a big success. Maybe it's not a success like Terence Trent D'Arby, what he has done with his first LP, going straight to #1 on the LP charts and this and that, you know. But it's a big success. I mean, 7,000 people in London, you know, it's a big thing. I mean, I know at least half a dozen quite good bands in this country, at least a dozen of American bands that coming over here. They can't sell out Town and Country Club, which is something like 4 times smaller than Alexandra Palace. So let's call it big success for the time being. And big success, which was basically, which was based partly on the media as well.
Yeah, the media helped the Stone Roses to get where they got to. The support of the music press has helped us get where we got to, yeah. Of course.
I mean, this week's Melody Maker, you've seen it.
Yeah.
2 pages about your gig.
Yeah.
I mean, coverage like that. As far as I remember, Prince had some like 2 pages on his Paris gig last summer. Which means you're in a big league, in a big media league.
That's where we want to be.
In a big media league or in a big music league?
Both.
So you like being in a big media league?
If you've got a big media league, it means you're a big group, and we want to be a big group. We believe we'll be a big group.
How big?
5'9". How big, I don't know. We just always known that we've become successful, and we believe that we'll become more successful. Then our popularity will wane, and then we'll split up.
Because I mean, you just mentioned something, you know, talking about that progression of your success, you know, and getting thousands and thousands, pulling big crowds and getting bigger and bigger all the time, you know. And you were talking like business is treating you like a monkey today.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it means that you're getting into a bigger and bigger business. You know?
We just have to kick some heads on the people that are working around us. That's what it is. People take you for granted. I don't see why you should have to behave any differently just because you're becoming successful. You should retain your own self.
Yeah, and talking about that, what I said, what American people usually using that word, attitude, about your attitude. I mean, talking about that, like you said, being big, talking about media, talking about everything. Is your attitude sort of positive, positively, how should I express that? Positive unrespect.
Positive what?
A positive unrespect.
Positive thinking.
I mean, in a unrespect, in a positive way, to values that are established.
Yeah, we got our own values.
Yeah.
I don't really know what you're saying.
I mean, you have some values that are established in a world of music, in a world of everyday's life.
Yeah.
And basically, are you being sort of rebellious young people who are breaking some rules and putting some new values?
We believe we can see right from wrong, and we always want to say when something's wrong and something's right. We believe in saying what you think, and we believe in if you've got something to say it. Our values, I don't know how different they are to anyone else's.
I mean, are you creating a sort of...
We're not trying to have anybody over. Our prime concern for doing it isn't financial. And it isn't even to get big, it's because we enjoy writing songs. We enjoy playing songs to people. We enjoy making records with our songs. We want to end up making the best LP that's ever been made. That's our real goal inside. And that's why we're here.
Do you really think that you can achieve that? I mean...
Yeah, I do, yeah. I believe anyone can do anything.
A best record that was ever made.
What's going on, Marvin Gaye?
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, how can you tell a record that is #1 to a record #2 on a history of rock and roll? I mean, you can't. There's no way to tell. Well, this record is the best one.
As far as I'm concerned, there's never been a record as good as What's Going On, Marvin Gaye. There's not even been a record that's come anywhere close to it, anywhere. And if we can make an LP that's as exciting, as interesting, and moves me in my own mind, body and soul as much as that, then we've achieved something. So yeah, you can. No one's got anywhere near what's going on, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, but it's pretty subjective.
Well, what do you mean? It's just why we're doing it, isn't it?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's your opinion. What was it?
Of course it's my opinion,
Best record, yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, the best record is this, so we want to make something that's better.
Yeah. And talking about records and the music, I mean, there is a quite recognizable influence or something coming from the past in your music.
We're not going to be influenced by the future.
So you should call it the influence of the future.
There hasn't been any future.
I mean, is it sort of trend in the last couple of years? People are more and more turning back to the 60s. I mean, I mentioned Terence Trent D'Arby, for instance. I mean, Terence Trent D'Arby, some people are saying, well, Terence Trent D'Arby, it's, well, just boring, sort of blend of 60s and 70s and the things that we've heard, like James Brown or this and that, you know, Prince or Michael Jackson, and all together putting onto one record, you know, or into one track. I mean, you can't really invent something all of a sudden that has no connection with the past, with the previous experiences.
No, I'm not saying we are.
So what are your experiences?
Influenced by 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Reggae music, funk music, rock and roll music, punk music, classical music, folk music, house music, hip hop music, heavy metal music.
Yeah, and you just mentioned house music, and the people, I mean, media again, press. They're talking about two only acid house bands in this country: Stone Roses and Happy Mondays. Are you really acid house band?
We're not an acid house band now, just as people, we quite like some of the music. We like some of the clubs. We like the rhythms, the sounds, some of the singing. We don't play acid house.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about acid house is a sort of, you can't call it ideology or whatever, but way of thinking. Acid house, people are saying, well, the acid house, what's the whole thing about is going out, going to clubs and having a good time.
Yeah.
But I mean, isn't it the same thing with disco music?
It's not only about going into clubs and having a good time.
So what's acid house from your point of view?
It captured my imagination as much as any rock record could. I still lie on the floor listening to house music on headphones like I would if I was listening to Hendrix. I don't only listen to house records if I go to a club. The best house records still sound good if you're listening to them on a bus on a Walkman. There's a lot of strong songs there. They're not as structured as pop music, but so what? Something either moves you or gets you or it doesn't it?
So your band is not acid house band.
No.
It's a band that is, apart from all the other influences, influenced by house music.
Yeah. Well, we like it, we listen to it. It's just about our influences, isn't it?
Isn't it the whole story about acid house? I mean, how I see it, acid house is something. There is a certain degree of dividing, you know, between people who are into acid house and people who are not into acid house. I mean, isn't it pretty stupid if you talk about acid house and say, well, acid house is going out, you know, or I mean, staying in, listening to that music and getting you know, getting stoned, you know, getting ecstasy, LSD, or whatever. I mean, you can get LSD or whatever and listen to rock music as well.
No, so you
Hey.
can't.
People were doing that years ago, decades ago, when no one even
No,
thought
mate,
about.
it's not about that. It's not about that. It's music, innit? It's rhythms. It's not just about taking LSD and going to a club and dancing all night, you know. Don't believe everything you read.
I don't believe, but some people believe. Because I mean, I experienced late 70s, early 80s when I was 18, 19, 20, you know, going out to clubs, you know, with my crowd, you know, and sometimes getting LSD and dancing to rock and roll music or to whatever, you know, whatever else. So you don't have necessarily to get LSD and then to go and dance to house music to realize the values of house music.
No one said you should. You
Hmm?
don't have to have LSD to enjoy our music, house music. You don't have to have drugs to enjoy any music.
Yeah. But is it a part of...
That's what people say about reggae, that you have to be stoned to listen to it. Sometimes if you're stoned, reggae sounds good. If you're not stoned, it can still sound as good. That's putting the music down. That's putting down the work of all them people that have spent time getting their records done, for someone to then say, oh, you need an LSD for this, oh, you need a draw for that. I'm not having that.
It's again, we're talking about media hype. Stone Roses and drugs, relating Stone Roses to drugs. They almost created Stoned Roses.
Yeah.
Public instead of Stone Roses.
They searched the minds for that one, didn't they? Such a clever pun.
And what about Rolling Stone Roses? Friendship and partnership.
What about them?
Hmm?
What about them?
Yeah, about supporting them.
Yeah, well, we didn't, did we?
Yeah, you didn't.
Sick of giving them publicity anyway. Don't want to talk about them.
Yeah, but I mean, supporting any other band, I mean, supporting someone.
We did support a few people when we started, and then we realised, why should we? We believe we're a good group. We don't have to take anything that we don't want to do. We don't have to be treated like dickheads. And when you support someone, you treat you like an idiot. You don't get a sound check. You can't use anyone else's equipment. Who needs that? You go to a gig to play your songs because you want to play your songs, not to get had over by some ego-tripping main act. Sat that.
I'm talking about Manchester, your hometown. A lot of saying about a lot of rumors about that. You're pulling a big crowd from Manchester, following you around like the supporters of Manchester United. Stone Roses United.
Yeah, we get a lot of people coming from all over. It's not just Manchester though, you know. In Paris there's people from everywhere. Glasgow, Sunderland, Bristol, Leeds, Birmingham, London. I know them, met them. Same again, innit? It's convenient for people to say it's all Mancunians following them about.
But still,
We get people following us because we're worth following. We don't know why they do it. We don't sort the coaches out for them. They just show up. It's good.
Yeah, it's something new for 80s. It happened in 70s and 60s with some bands.
Not with me, mate. I want in any other groups. This ain't nothing that's happened in the 60s and 70s. This is the Stone Roses, isn't it?
Yeah, and you were talking about future. You mentioned future. How bright is the future?
Don't know, can't read the future.
Yeah, I mean, actually, what I wanted to ask you, let's put it the other way around. I mean,
How dim is
having
the past?
sorry,
How dim is the past?
uh, having that strong following, being different from the other bands. You're creating something for a present moment. You're creating something for a future. How you see that future?
It's getting bigger and bigger. As us getting more proficient at what we're doing. As us writing better songs. We're getting better all the time. The longer we continue, we're getting better and better and better. And good records is what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, don't you think? I mean, having that strong following and people showing up in bigger and bigger crowds every day, and having them and your band progressing to a larger scale. Is it based? I mean, what you can say? I mean, your on for your point of view, the whole thing, your success. I mean, why are you attracting such a big crowds?
Don't know.
Because I mean, if you say, well, playing music, we're playing good songs, you have at least a dozen of other bands playing good songs, not attracting that big crowds.
I don't know. I can't explain why we've become successful. All I can say is that I knew that we would. Is that I don't feel any different, and that it feels right for us to be where we're at. Why, I don't know. I can understand it, because if I wasn't in the Stone Roses, I'd follow the Stone Roses. But I don't know why.
So if you get kicked out of Stone Roses, you're gonna follow Stone Roses.
Oh yeah. Someone come along who was a better singer than me, I'd help him get in. I'd teach him the words, man. I'd have to.
Yeah, and what about last night?
What about it?
Power cut and
Amateurs, weren't they? We rehearsed through it 3-4 times, it was good. Then we go on the air live and they can't get it together. Overloads, cuts out. Out of order.
and you got mad.
Wouldn't you?
Hmm?
Wouldn't you? We went there to play our songs, and they couldn't get it together. And we were annoyed because we wasted a night. We could have done something else. Could have washed my hair.
So what do you think was going to be a reaction of your audience after what happened last night?
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Don't think they all think the same anyway. Do you?
I think you're going to attract more and more people after what happened last night.
What happens?
Personally,
What happens?
personally, my opinion is why you're attracting those bigger and bigger crowds, apart from music. It's that sort of feeling that people are getting, that you're getting something, you're doing something the way you want to do it.
That's right. You gotta always do the way you want to do it.
Because last night what you've done is the way you want to do it. Unless it was premeditated.
We went there to play. We went there to play 2 songs live. We were looking forward to it. We'd had run-throughs of the cameras, and we were looking forward to doing them. They didn't get it together. There was a power cut, and you think, oh, it's stopped, we better do it again. And all of a sudden think, wait a minute, this is live TV. What's happening? What are you doing? Chaos.
Some other people would stay there and wait for 10 minutes and start it all over again.
Yeah. They're the sort of people who should have hoops for them to jump through and throw fish at them. We're not that desperate. No way. Not that desperate.
Right. So my prediction. I told you my prediction was what's going to happen after this, which seems pretty bright for you, for your band. I mean, but if you put it the other way around, your people would start saying, "Oh my God, pretentious bastard, arrogant bastards! They just went off stage, you know. We wanted to see them, and they just treated us like a shit." You know, all those TV viewers.
Say what they want, I don't care what people think or say about the Stone Roses or me personally. It's irrelevant to what we're doing, to where we're going. I hope they like it, I hope they understand it, I hope they can communicate with us. Don't like you, they don't like you, do they? I'm going to try and persuade them.
But there's a thing, I think they like it, because you don't care.
I think they like us because they know we don't care and we care. Of course we fucking care.
So you care.
Yeah, man.
You're going down to bed every night thinking about your audience. What are you gonna say?
And about how much I care for them all, yeah. I think not, my friend.
Right. There's a thing that well, some people would believe in. That's what you said, you know. You have nightmares getting up in the middle of the night and thinking about your audience. Worrying about them. All right, yeah. There's a thing that I wanted to ask you, which is basically not related to your band. I wouldn't like to make it related to your band. How do you see last, let's call it 12 months actually, 1989? What was the most significant event or a record or a band or tour or whatever, you know, video, pop promo, whatever? I mean, because I'm putting down a Christmas show as well. So I wanted to ask you that question. But if we can forget about Stone Roses for a minute. Because most of people, you know, would say, well, I had my record out, I had my LP out, I reached #1 on the charts, I've done this, I've done that, you know, which is alright. I mean, personally, of course, it means to you, it means a lot, you know, it means to other people as well, you know.
Yeah.
But apart from your band and from your work, I mean, the thing you are doing, what else you can remember?
Young MC singles. Know How by Young MC, the first time I heard it. It's one of the great singles. Delicious Vinyl.
And what else apart from that?
The fact there were so many people in England who wanted to dance and that they were stopped having a good time by the police. That in England they like to be in bed after 11 o'clock, safe and tucked up so you can get up and cash your gyro the next day. It's not so you can get up and go to work, is it?
Right, and 1989, within something like 5 weeks, we're getting into next decade. What about last decade, past decade?
Don't know, things don't suddenly change, do they, when it's a new decade? It'll just be another day.
Yeah, but I mean, past decade in music. Because people are saying like, well, 60s Woodstock and this and that, 70s punk and whatever, 80s. What about 80s?
House music. The decade rock and roll was showing up for what it was. The necrophiliac that it was. All the phonies that are operating in it, slowly becoming exposed.
Right, and you mentioned police, and there was a thing in that Time Out interview, and you said you hope there's going to be a...
I never said that. He said to me, do you think there'll be a police presence? I said yes. He said, will you be pleased? I said yes. He said why? I said because it'll be more of an event.
So basically it was implicated to you?
That I'd said, yeah. I was just saying yes to his questions. Did I think? Yeah, I did. The 7,000. Did I want them? Yes, I did, because I think it would make it more of an event. Spain doesn't even get going until 5, 6 in the morning. England, 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock, 11:30, bang, shut. You can't go out.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't like in this country.
And yet England is supposed to be becoming part of the European community. It's a joke. It's nothing to do with the European community. The European community are out at night enjoying themselves, loosened up, no problem. No one's stopped from dancing. No one's stopped from going out to a drink. In England it's different because England's backwards. Because England's arrogant. It's full of shit. Doesn't want its own people to enjoy themselves unless they specify when and where.
And then people go out to see a football game. They start drinking, start fighting
Yeah.
after 5 days work.
It's not just the English though, is it? It's football hooligans in every country.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very, very significant problem of this country.
Yeah, it's a tense country and people are very uptight.
I mean, I'm
Undoubtedly.
just relating that to what you said before.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Instead of enjoying yourself and having fun.
It's the Protestant work ethic, innit? And don't wash with us.
So what about your religious beliefs?
What do you mean?
Are you religious?
Not religious. Believe in God.
Do you practice your religion? You ever go to church?
No, you don't have to go to church. Just believe God's in everybody, and I believe the devil's in everybody. It's good and bad in everybody.
Okay. So how big the devil is in your body? How big the God is in your body?
It's not possible to talk about in those terms.
I mean, are you? Because it's something typical of this world. I'm coming from the other world, where religion is not that strong. Doesn't mean
It's
a lot.
not that strong in England either, don't mean a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that.
In it, you don't have to make your mind up until you get up there.
I mean, in world of
I just believe in one love, one God, one stop. We're all going to the same place.
yeah. And talking about that's what I just wanted to ask you. You were talking about this country and talking about that sort of, if we can call it, a brainwashing, having the people under sort of repression. Is it a sort of hypocrisy when media in this country is is putting down headlines on the front page, like all those people from East Berlin are coming to a world of freedom.
Yeah,
I mean, it's ridiculous.
yeah, it's lies, isn't it? This isn't a free world, is it?
I mean, you can't even drink after 11 o'clock,
No.
unless you have loads of money to go into a club and pay, what, 5 or 10 to get in, and to pay for expensive drinks.
That's right. It's not a free society. You're not even allowed to say exactly what you want. You can get locked up for it. We've got a monarchy, which makes us like a toy town. We've got a family that we're paying to keep in riches, while most of the subjects sleep in cardboard boxes. Well, not most, but there's a lot that do. And it's an hypocritical country. It's a country that's probably embarrassed because of what it's done around the world. The previous generations of English have been around the world slaughtering other people. They set up the first concentration camps in India. They've had half the globe under English domination. They've seen the English Empire collapse. They're embarrassed because of what the forefathers have done. It's made them tense, it's made them uptight, it's made them arrogant, and they don't realise that people are people, and just because it's a little island doesn't make it any more special than anywhere else. And they're scared of the European community because they know that their own traditions and cultures will break down, and we want the tunnel to be built as quick as possible because we believe the more cultures, the more traditions that bleed together, the better for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a chance to go around Europe, at least on this last tour, if not before.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Europe?
Any
After seeing Europe a bit, at least a bit, because it's most of the time probably it was hotels.
bang into it, I love it. Perpetual motion, I like travelling. Spain was good.
What do you like it specifically about Spain? The nightclubs and restaurants open till the morning.
The attitude of most of the people that I met. It was just like, yeah, let's just do it, yeah. Not uptight and with a furrowed brow. Ready to have an heart attack, that's what they like in England, isn't it? Running around, flying about, waiting to have an heart attack. You've got to enjoy yourself, haven't you? You don't have to dance and party. It can be just as enjoyable just to sit on the carpet staring at the ceiling. They don't encourage a free spirit in England. They try and grind you down, grind you down, grind you down.
But do you feel yourself free?
Yeah. I feel in touch with my own spirit.
And do you see yourself as sort of, if I can call it, a spokesman of some young people with a similar beliefs?
I don't see myself as a spokesman, no.
But a person.
But I do know there's a lot of people that have got the same views as me. The silent majority.
You're not going to turn to be sound like Paul Weller.
Frightening thought. It's one uptight geezer.
Yeah, well, he's going around and talking about problems of this country.
Well, why shouldn't he? If you can see right from wrong, you should say it.
So you won't use your position to go around preaching what.
It's not.
Right
I'm not preaching.
Yeah, but some people are doing.
Some people are doing, yeah. Let them do what they want to do. It doesn't matter. Just do what you want. That's all I believe in. Do exactly what you want to do. Don't be compromised.
But you feel it's alright, like for instance Bono is going around, and
no, I think he's an idiot. I think he's an idiot and a phony. I've never met him. But I do believe that the eyes are the wind of the soul, and you can look into somebody's eyes and you can see where they're at. And Bono is on one, isn't he? Cabbaged, washed up, sucked up, empty. Just monging. You ready, Kobe?
Sorry?
He's just nothing.
Nothing.
Not to me, he's not. To the people who buy his records, he is. He's important to him, isn't he? To me personally, him and his music and his group is nothing. But I don't want to slag people off like him because they're too easy targets.
Yeah.
I don't think it can have been easy for him to get to where he's want to go, to where he is. But I don't think that he's done anything of worth on the way to get there.
To become Saint Bono. All right, yeah.
So it's really good instead of having an old Bible, they've got loads of pictures in. Convenient little quotes for you to remember. Hello? No? Yes? Hi, Phil. Yeah. I don't... Steve's downstairs somewhere. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cheers, Phil.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I have a bad cold, so I don't smoke for the last few days. Is it this thing?
So,
Yeah, and talking about beliefs, and once again going back to the point of relating yourself and your music for to acid house things, acid house stuff.
We don't relate ourselves.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just trying to make a point of that. Acid house, which is uh, sort of 60s revival, partly
No.
of love.
Why does love have to be put into fashion terms?
Yeah, but
Love
that's-
doesn't have to be put into fashion terms. Oh, love, oh, that's all the 60s, let's have a bit of hate. There isn't enough love in the world. I don't give a shit if that sounds corny or not, because it's true.
Well, that's why that's just the thing that
And
I
there's
wanted
not
to-
enough hate.
Yeah, that's just the thing that I wanted to ask you. I mean, doesn't it sound ridiculous, talking like love, 60s. All right, there was love in 60s, and now we had Summer of Love a year ago, and there was no love in between, and there will be no love afterwards.
Yeah, to say that is a load of bollocks, innit?
I mean, it sounds ridiculous,
Yeah.
creating the trends.
Mm.
I mean, it's not very professional and not very fair, to colleagues, journalists. You're doing a photo session for a face.
How do you mean?
You're doing this photo session for a face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Face. They are one of the magazines that is creating trends.
Well, if you were only gonna do interviews and photographs with magazines that had exactly the same standards as your own, you wouldn't be in anything.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, what I want you to say again, media. The point you made in the very beginning of our chat, that media is creating something.
The media has to create something, though. The media, it's hard because the media always has to make new things. The media has to be every day. It has to be current. It can't keep harping on about the past. So if there's nothing new happening, it has to kind of mould and create and try and influence. It has to do that. It's not always right. It's not always wrong. But it is the media's job to find new things. And if there are new things, maybe the media are on the case. Maybe because they're on the outside and they're looking. Maybe they are always right. But maybe they're always wrong.
Yeah, but sometimes it ends up with a hype.
What's a hype?
What's a hype?
Yeah,
Well, for me, a hype was Summer of Love last year.
that wasn't a hype. When I was in the Hacienda on a Friday night and there was 2,000 people with smiles on their faces in a disco, not caring, with no inhibitions, no constrictions. And I'd been in the Hacienda 3-4 years previously, and it wasn't cool to dance. It wasn't cool to speak to each other. It was the done thing then was to stand still at the bar sucking your cheekbones in. That was no hype. That was people genuinely enjoying themselves, genuinely letting themselves go, genuinely feeling together. If other people want to say that that's a load of hippie 60s nonsense, then that's up to them. We don't know about the 60s because we were only little kids in the 60s. That's no hype. When it's coming from inside someone and you can see it with your own eyes, that's not hype, that's real. When there's 7,000 people all going down the motorway to go and attend a party in a warehouse, in a barn, that's not an hype. That's people really wanting to get out and feel part of something and enjoy themselves. They're not going because they think they have to be there. They don't care what those people write about them. Because there's not enough hours in the day to care about what they write about things. You'd be tossing and turning in your bed all night. It's there for what it is. To report, to excite, and maybe to make things up, yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong in the media making things up.
You like it?
Yeah.
Making things up.
Why not? I don't make things up. Well, I do songs.
I mean, I like that you said you like people
How can you
making
put-
things up.
How can you put it down though, you know? Even if you hate house music, you can't ignore the fact that it's been very popular
But you know what?
with a lot of people.
Yeah, I really like it, house music on the very beginning of the thing, which was something like 2 years ago when it began. It was and it was summer '87 when it came over from the States. I really like it. I said, look, it's good dance music. It's nice. I like clubs. I like going clubs, dancing, having a good time. I said, look, it's great music, fine. It was nice all through that winter, all through that spring. But the thing that made me really sick was
Hi, Philip. Right. Okay. Yeah, I will do. Alright, cheers, Phil.
it really made me sick. The whole merchandising and the whole thing being exploited. Summer of love, you know,
Yeah, me
making a
too.
big fuss
Chances.
out of people going out to clubs and having a good time. No, that's the thing I really didn't like.
No, I don't like it. That always happens with the scene though, doesn't it? Once there's a bit of a scene created, then in come the chances with the t-shirts and
Yeah,
everything else, all the paraphernalia and the rubbish that goes with it. Yeah, I don't like it. It's just
Yeah.
another excuse for people to make money.
yeah. And those overexcited.
But for the people actually involved with it, that isn't what it's about.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, all of a sudden we had some like 20 DJs around the London, you know, being into acid house, being really groovy. Come on, yeah, great. We love each other. We're having a good time. Come on, we were playing hip hop music 2 weeks ago, or hard rock music 2 months ago,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, you know, you're into house music, you know, and now you discovered a new life, you know, something like that. Basically, you discover the money in that, which made me really sick, because people were making a lot of money out of that, you know, and then just bullshitting around like, you know, this and that, creating something, making up. When you said making up, that's what I mean, making up, creating something that is based on something, but doesn't exist in that way, which they wanted people to believe, you know, like, well, you have to be into that, because it's a trend, and if you're a trend, you have to be into house or acid house or whatever. And what then you end up with the yuppies, stockbrokers in London, trying to get into house parties, acid house parties, you know, to go back to city on Monday to their office with all those screens, you know, buying and selling whatever, coal, oil, or whatever, you know, and saying, yeah, I went last weekend. I went to acid house party. I took acid and it was great. It was fantastic. You know, I shagged 5 girls and this. Like, come on, no, it's rubbish. Because all of a sudden it appeared trendy.
Yeah, I
Became
agree.
trendy.
I agree with you.
You know, that's why I say I don't like making up things. I don't like the hype about acid house.
So you're an elite. Maybe you're an elitist. Maybe you like things when they very first start, and then when they spread, you don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, because basically, you know, the things are getting getting spoiled in a certain way. You get some people involved into that. They are not really involved into that because they want to be involved into that.
That always happens though, doesn't it? It's like a group when they start and there's people into them, and then when a group becomes more successful, it's, well, they're not as good as when they started. I was there when they started, and now there's all these other people who I don't like them anymore. I don't think that matters. You're either having something or you're not, and to me it really doesn't matter if there's millions of people into something. If I like it, I'll go with it. I won't be into something just because there's 100 people in a place in East End that are into it, you know.
Worshipping something.
Yeah, so what? It's only music, innit?